The Logitech G915 TKL keyboard is one of the most expensive keyboards that I have ever bought. At $230 or £200, it's not exactly cheap. However, it does provide a lot for that price. It offers a range of mechanical switches to choose from, dual wireless connectivity with both Lightspeed and Bluetooth options, all wrapped up in a low profile design with full RGB lighting options. So at that price, is it worth it? Welcome to my tech gear. Let's get into it. Before we go any further, if you do enjoy the video, please don't forget to like and share it. And if you're not subscribed yet, then please consider hitting that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you're notified about new videos as and when I post them. It really helps me grow up this channel so that I can keep making videos like this for you. Thanks. I love TKL keyboards, and for those of you that are wondering what they are, TKL stands for 10 keyless and simply refers to the fact that it's missing the numeric keypad that's found on full-size keyboards. That reduced footprint makes it ideal for gaming though, as it gives you more room for your mouse to move around. At only 368mm wide, the G915 TKL allows you to keep your mouse and keyboard closer together, which typically makes longer gaming sessions more comfortable as your arms are not spread as wide as they would be with a full-size keyboard. If you're wedded to spreadsheets though, then you might miss that numeric keypad, but for me, I didn't miss it at all. Now, the design of the G915 TKL is exquisite, if it's possible for a keyboard to be exquisite, that is. The low profile design combined with the omission of the numeric keypad makes it a wonderfully compact keyboard for your desk. The top of the keyboard is a single sheet of brushed aluminium that is gorgeous to look at, with smooth curved edges that is actually an improvement over its larger full-size brother, the G915. The top chin of the keyboard contains the buttons for your wireless connectivity modes, game mode, RGB brightness selector, and your media control buttons, along with a volume control scroll wheel. These top buttons are rubber, which enables them to sit far lower against the keyboard and makes them easily distinguishable from the rest of the keys. I initially didn't think that I'd use the volume scroll wheel at all, but I've actually been using it quite a bit. It's super easy to control your audio volume whilst you're playing, as it's right there on your keyboard rather than having to fumble around for controls on your headset cable. The back of the keyboard is plastic, but there's a steel base plate underneath that helps it keep the keyboard firm and rigid. The flex on this keyboard is negligible, even when pressing hard. I've certainly had no concerns about the build quality here. The back also sees 6 large rubber feet that it sits on when seated flat on the desk to ensure that it doesn't move around. It also has 2 sets of extendable feet that allow you to raise the angle of the keyboard to either 4 or 8 degrees. I find that the smaller feet giving a 4-degree angle fits me best. Back to the main keys, and these come in 3 different flavours: clicky, tactile and linear. Each style has their legion of fans, and typically it depends what you're going to be spending most of your time doing as to which one you get. Spend most of your time typing or just enjoy that more traditional gaming switch feel, then clicky is probably your best bet. These are the loudest sounding of the options and have an audible click when pressed with tactile feedback. Linear provides a completely smooth keystroke with no bump when pressed and is the quietest of the 3 options. Tactile is the middle ground between the two, providing some tactile feedback but with less noise than the clicky. Most gamers will find themselves tossing up between the linear and tactile versions of the keyboard depending on their preference. The keys on this keyboard are unfortunately not hot swappable, so you can't swap and change different key types on the same keyboard. You'll have to buy an entirely new keyboard to do that. So it's best to get your choice of key option right first time, so try them out if you can. I have the linear keyboard here, so let's quickly listen to it for a sound test. I do enjoy the keyboard more than my previous daily driver, which was the Logitech G Pro keyboard. That keyboard has GX Blue clicky switches, so the GL linear switches on the G915 is a definite change and one that I now prefer. Actually, let's do a speed test and see how I do. These results weren't actually too bad. Now, I'm not the fastest typer in the world. My first try using the G915 was quite low at only 51 words per minute. My second attempt was me switching back to the G Pro GX clicky switch keyboard that I'm more used to, and I achieved 62 words per minute. I then switched back to the G915 linear switches and I hit 65 words per minute. My accuracy was actually better with the G915. Now, I suffer quite a bit from RSI in my wrists and hands, and the low profile keyboard of the G915 certainly makes taking those typing tests and just typing in general a lot more comfortable. The low profile nature of the keyboard just places my hands in a more natural typing position, and the shorter travel of the keys makes typing easier on your fingers. That's a huge game changer for me. The G915 TKL can connect to any PC using the supplied USB Lightspeed receiver. This enables super fast wireless connectivity with 1 millisecond response times. This works absolutely flawlessly. Not being tied down by wires and having a super clean desk and still having a keyboard that rocks when gaming is awesome. The connectivity doesn't stop there though, as it can also connect to any other device using Bluetooth. Simply press the Bluetooth button on the top of the keyboard and pair it with your Bluetooth compatible device. This could be a PC, a laptop, a phone, or even a TV. Switching them between the two devices is as easy as clicking between the Lightspeed and the Bluetooth connectivity buttons. And as it's wireless, it's super easy to just pick up and take with you to another room or even to another house. And for that latter one, there is a USB receiver holder on the underside of the keyboard that allows you to easily store the receiver if you want to throw the keyboard in your bag and take it with you somewhere. That USB receiver can either sit in one of your PC's USB slots, or it can also be placed in the USB adapter that also comes with the keyboard. The adapter allows you to keep the supplied USB cable permanently plugged into your PC. You can then plug the receiver adapter into it. Then when you want to charge your keyboard, you can simply unplug the adapter, plug in the keyboard, and then you can still use the keyboard whilst it's charging. I don't think everyone is going to use it that way, but it's a nice attention to detail for those that will. What's not a nice attention to detail though is the USB port on the keyboard itself. It's micro USB. Seriously, in 2021, the age of USB-C being pretty much the de facto connectivity standard for everything, it's super disappointing to see a micro USB connection on anything really, let alone a keyboard costing over $200. It probably did save Logitech a few dollars doing it, but I think every reviewer, including myself, is pretty disappointed to see it. Now, what's the use of a wireless keyboard if you have to keep charging it all the time? Well, I'm happy to say that that's not really an issue here. Even with RGB on at full brightness, you will get 40 hours of battery life from a single charge. Now, these RGBs are bright, so I would certainly recommend turning it down a notch or two to get more battery life. If you turn the RGB off, then you will get 219 hours of use from a single charge, which is crazy. With the RGB turned off though, it is hard to make out the keys, so I wouldn't recommend it. I have mine set to 50% brightness, which I think is a good middle ground. It's still plenty bright enough, but gives me 106 hours of use from a single charge. That's awesome. On the subject of RGB, the Logitech G Hub software is where you can control not only your RGB lighting options for your keyboard, but also custom keys and macros. This is the software hub for all of Logitech's peripherals, so it's not unique to the G915 TKL, but it is a great piece of software to use. There are a number of light sync presets and animations that you can quickly and easily switch between, or you can go fully freestyle and individually change the colors of every key if you want, with the exception of the Lightspeed, the Bluetooth and the game mode buttons that cannot be changed. Game mode allows you to choose what buttons to disable when you're playing a game. This is incredibly useful so that those accidental key presses of the Windows home key don't ruin your gaming sessions. Annoyingly though, you can't disable the Bluetooth or the Lightspeed buttons. Now, I've found myself on a number of occasions accidentally pressing the Bluetooth button when aiming for the F2 key, which completely disconnects you from your PC and hence your game. Maybe everyone else is less clumsy than me, so they don't find it an issue. G Hub also allows you to choose a keyboard profile per game, so you can go and set up a keyboard profile for say Apex Legends, set up all your in-game keys with a particular color code, and you can even go and disable every other key if you wanted to as well. Now, when you start playing that game, the Logitech software will automatically switch your keyboard to that profile. That's a great feature and super useful. So with all that said and done, here's 3 things I like about it and 3 things I don't. I absolutely love the build quality and the design. The low profile, the brushed aluminium faceplate, the smooth edges, that USB storage underneath is a really nice touch. It's probably about 3 in 1 there. I love the wireless connectivity. Switching between Lightspeed and Bluetooth connectivity is flawless and super easy to use. If you do want that 1 millisecond response times for gaming though, only used the Lightspeed connectivity option. The media and volume keys. Now I didn't think I would actually use them, but I did a lot because it's far easier to control the media on your keyboard than it is from your headset. 3 things I don't like about it. Micro USB has to be a massive no-no in 2021. Seriously, especially on a keyboard costing this much money. Game mode, I do love the mode, but not being able to deactivate your Bluetooth and Lightspeed buttons is annoying. And also not having hot swappable keys. I really would have liked it if Logitech had enabled that on this keyboard. So at the end of the day, should you buy it? Well, the Logitech G915 TKL really is in a class of its own, offering so much in a single package. Yes, it's expensive, but it was a joy for me to use. It's not without its flaws, but I would wholeheartedly recommend it if you absolutely want the best wireless gaming experience in a small TKL form factor, and you also want all the bells and whistles that come with it. If you love all the features of the G915 TKL but want that full-size keyboard experience, then consider looking at the standard G915, which costs an extra 20 bucks. If you're not bothered by RGB but still want wireless, then consider something like the Logitech G613, a Lightspeed wireless gaming keyboard without RGB at a retail price of $150 or £130. Thanks for watching. I hope that has helped you decide whether the Logitech G915 TKL keyboard is the right next keyboard for you. If you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. Consider subscribing if you're not. And as always, see you in the next one.